awesome Capricorn, and welcome to March 2020, your astrological read for this month. I like to begin the readings with a little bit of February leading into March, because I like to kind of describe a little bit of the the climate astrologically that is it's kind of like spearheading the month, so to speak. So let's start with February 23rd, where there is a new moon in Pisces, and that is happening in your third house. Your third house it's your house of your thinking house. It's your house of mental activity, learning, siblings as well, communications. It's your immediate environment as well. Now, having a new moon in Pisces there, the new moon is it's kind of like a clean slate. Psychologically, it's because the moon represents like your inner thoughts, your inner world, your inner emotions, how you nurture yourself. It's very much your immediate, it's kind of like your subconscious as well. And having that in Pisces, it's bringing a lot of creativity to that house as well. So you're getting like a lot of new ideas, new creative ideas, or you could be wanting to like learn something new, take on like a new book or whatever, like a new moon in Pisces in third house would be like you're like taking on new creative endeavors as well, communicating with people in like maybe like fantasizing with people like about like new ideas, because it's a new moon in Pisces. So it's a good way to start your March, because any new ideas that you have leading into March, they're going to grow, especially towards the end of March or middle to end of March, after the retrograde wears off, which brings me to March 4th, where we have Mercury retrograding in Aquarius in your second house. So what does this mean? Mercury retrograde gets a bad rap, first of all, because it's not terrible. Yeah, there can be delays, there can be technological delays, there could be, sometimes like technology malfunctions during that time, it's been known, or your communication, you can fumble with words. Mercury rules communication, so anything to do with that can be a little bit delayed, but not halted, just delayed. But what does this mean? This Mercury retrograde really means like, it's kind of like the universe is like slowing you down to. Retrogrades are like moments in time to like review. It's like a 3-week, around 3-week process where you're kind of like reviewing things from the past. Anything to do with the letters RE. You're refreshing something, you're renewing, you're repeating, you're going over things to make them better for the following months to come. So being that it's in your second house has to do with money, possessions, values, skills. So during this time, and the fact that it's in Aquarius, it's very innovative. So this can be a really good time for you to innovate your skills, innovate things that you have. Your finances, think of like, you're kind of like maybe making a new budget, like that you've never made, like reviewing it in a way that you never have, so that it'll flow better in the future. Reinventing yourself financially, also your skills, like if there's something that you do well, or that's something that you feel like you've done well in the past and you're kind of reinventing yourself in that and your skills. This is a really good time to do that and strengthen it. And then once Mercury goes direct later, I believe it's not too much later, but once it goes direct, because it has been retrograde even before March, but it was retrograde in Pisces. So that was like, it was like the second week or so of February or somewhere around there. But now that, you know, it's the retrograde will be finishing, and once you've gone through your skill honing and your reviewing of finances and things that you possess, like a skill as well, once it goes direct, it's going to be like that muscle you worked out the night before. It's going to work better. You're going to have better muscle memory. So that's great. And March 4th as well, a little bit later, Venus is entering Taurus. Venus is the planet of, I guess you could say, luxury, the finer things. You can say pleasure, but it really is like the finer things. Like it's the planet of love, and it's entering Taurus, and Taurus is its home. It's at home in Taurus, so it's in heightened ability in Taurus. So it's going to do the most benefit. And it's actually benefiting your 5th house. And your 5th house here, I see that it is your house of romance, house of creativity, and your inner child. Being that has to do with fun, creativity, and your inner child, also rules like the children in your life. So you're having very harmonious aspects to that, to your with relation to your children. If you don't have children, it's in romance with whoever your romantic partner is. It could be your dating life. You're getting like a lot of new ideas. Let's say even with your partner, you want to go on dates. Being that it's Venus and Taurus, you're going to be like probably a little bit more drawn to like finer tastes, not just like any old restaurant. You're going to want something like really like luxurious or something that's very wholesome. Moving on to March 9th, there's a full moon in Virgo, and that's happening in your 9th house, which is your house of expanded horizons, your exploration. Also rules higher education, your philosophy, religious beliefs, publishing, travel, anything. It's like expansive. It's on an expansive level there. So having the full moon in Virgo there, the full moon likes to bring things to a head. So it's like a wave. It's like the wave, starts at the new moon and it reaches its highest apex on the full moon. So energetically, energy is really high. So for you, energy is high. You're thinking a lot. You're putting a lot of energy into 9th house matters, which is, higher education. You could be pushing to publish content. It's also publishing content online or seeking to travel somewhere. There's a lot of energy in that house there. And with Virgo there, it's not just like chaotic energy. It's organized. Like, this is very good for this house because you're thinking in an organized way about like maybe starting a new higher education, like starting a new class, a new course, furthering your expertise on something, publishing new beliefs, having new religious, or within your religion, like learning new things and expanding your knowledge, or traveling somewhere. You're doing it in an organized, analytical way that it's very beneficial, especially because Mercury is going direct on March 9th as well in Aquarius, and that is happening in your 2nd house. Having Mercury direct is great for communication in general, but the fact that it's in Aquarius where it's exalted, it's like super great. So your communications are like 100%. They're going back online. it's like a green light for your communications, your thinking, your phones, everything's like flowing better. Travel plans will be starting to flow a lot better during this time. And the fact that it's aspecting in your second house, which is your money, possessions, values, skills. Like I said earlier, things that you worked on when Mercury was retrograde, they're really showing off the skills now, like, and or the money or the revamped finances, like it's having an effect, and it's a positive effect here. And all the communications with, I don't know if you deal with banks or if you deal with like finances in general, it's flowing in a forward motion now. And with Aquarius there, it's doing it along with that line of innovation, of revolution, of nuance, your skills, you have new moves, it's great. March 16th, a week later, Mercury re-enters Pisces, and it's still direct. But Pisces has a little bit different spin. It's a little bit more, it's not so, Aquarius is innovative, and in that way it's creative, but it's like more like, I want to do like something shocking, I want to do something new, I want to push, I want to revolutionize. Pisces is more, oh, I had this dream, and now I'm gonna like make it happen. It's very creative, it's very fantastic. It's like higher art as well. So it's at 0 degrees and it's entering your third house, which has to do with the way you think, your mental activity, your learning ability, your way of learning, your siblings, your communications, in your immediate environment as well. It's getting a boost. So like people you're around all the time, they're gonna be like, wow, this guy's communicating really well, and he's communicating, he or she, you, Capricorn, are communicating during this time in a way that's very creative, very expressive, because Pisces is emotional, but in a good way. It doesn't have to be overly emotional. So it's very good news for you. March 19th, which is happy spring equinox. The days are getting longer. Who doesn't love that? Days are getting longer, productivity is going up, days are getting warmer, depending where you are in the world, but usually that's, here in the northern hemisphere, it's a happy spring equinox. And with that, the planet Uranus, some people say Uranus, tomato, same thing, but Uranus, the planet, electrified planet, is positively sextiling, positively aspecting your true node. And true node, it has to do with your destiny in the world, your purpose, your higher purpose, or your highest purpose, like why are you here? And Uranus loves to revolutionize, electrify. If something has been dormant, it wakes it up. Like it's very electric, like I said. It can shock you into action towards your goals if you've been kind of asleep. So this is happening in your 5th house. So your 5th house and 7th house, they're both having a dialogue here. The 5th house has to do with your romance, your children, your inner child, your fun, your creativity. It's getting a boost energetically here. It's getting a boost, and it's a boost that's going to help you towards your higher purpose in life. And it's also, you're getting a boost from your 7th house. It's included in here. And your 7th house has to do with your marriage and your partnerships in general. It could be business partnerships, contracts, or your relationships. So what I'm seeing here with all that story that I'm seeing here, with this aspect, this larger aspect, is that your romantic life, your partner, your significant other, or your dating life, something, you're getting shocks, you know, like positive electric shocks, things that are like waking you up to your higher purpose. It could be you're married to someone and they're exciting you about your future, or your seventh house, it's the same thing. Your business partners, everyone's on board, and or they're giving you new ideas that are like electrifying you towards reaching that higher goal, your higher purpose in life. So that's amazing. You're heading towards an amazing spring and the rest of the year here. Now on the same day, you're getting another energetic energizer here for your fourth house, with the sun entering Aries in your fourth house, and that your fourth house is has to do with your home, your parents, your roots, your inner security. Again, you know, with success, it's like, it's holistic. You know, there's it's not just going to be one. Sometimes the planets are in all one house or a couple houses, but here it's pretty balanced. It's saying, along with all this purpose and everything, you're getting the sun entering Aries in your fourth house, which is passionate. Aries is a mover and a shaker. You know, it's action towards your home. Maybe you're renewing your home. Maybe you're I don't know why I thought about this, but like putting new lighting in your home that's making you think better, that's going to help you be more positive. Or your parents, you know, like you're energizing your relationship, you're taking action to go see them, or you're digging deeper to find out more about your roots. That's also the house of roots. Inner security, you're getting energy into your inner, how you feel, you're grounding in yourself, you know. That also has to do with your roots. That's great. March 21st, getting closer to the end of this reading, March 21st, there's a huge aspect here that hasn't happened in 29 and a half years. So depending on how old you are, you've lived through this like energetic shift. Because Saturn's, they're big shifts. It moves around a sign every 2 to 3 years, 2.5 years. So last time it was in Aquarius was 29 and a half years ago. It was just in Capricorn. Saturn was in Capricorn. And that can be a little bit more like, it's like a fatherly, disciplinary energy. And Saturn has to do with your discipline, your organization, you know, making things happen as well, in a very grounded way. So maybe Saturn in Aquarius, it's a little faster moving. Saturn loves to be in Aquarius. It's one of the rulers of Aquarius. But it moves faster. It's more communicative, and makes things happen in a big way, like out on a world stage kind of thing, you know, or larger group. And that's happening in your second house, and that's really good, because that's your money, your possessions, your values, your skills. So it's revolutionizing your skills, it's revolutionizing your finances in a way that's gonna like discipline you and carry your work onto a bigger stage and a bigger platform. That's amazing. March 23rd, you have optimistic and uber beneficial Jupiter. It's also a lucky planet. Jupiter is known as the greater benefic. It's like one of the highest benefiting planets. And it's quintiling, which is a positive aspect, Chiron in Aries. Chiron it's an asteroid with the energetic representation for our personal lives of like it's called the wounded healer. It's our trauma. It's our like things that happen when we were kids, or some people say a past life, but like it's your childhood trauma. It's like your deeper trauma, where you're wounded inside. But having Jupiter there, it's expanding. It's like blowing. It's like blowing it up in a good way, but in a positive way. It's like inspiring you, and it could be a person. It could be a Sagittarius because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, or it could just be someone who's very jovial and happy, and they tell you something, and they have a conversation with you, and it's like a miraculous healing because being the Chiron is in Aries, there's action there. There's something happening. And it could be happening with like a little bit of a practical spin. But the fact that there's Capricorn in the mix there, which is in your first house. And that's saying that stuff's going to happen. It's going to, like, you're going to be healed from a trauma. And there's, it's in your first and fourth house, which has to do with your appearance, your outward personality, your awareness of self. It's like your you house. So it's very personal, and it's like, this feels like life-changing. It seems like something small that happens, could be like wonderfully life-changing. And then also your fourth house is involved, which is your home, your parents, your roots, your inner security, your nurturing environment is also in the mix with this. So like, I see like deep conversation, positive conversation, like inspiration, that's gonna heal you, and it's gonna heal your home, it's gonna heal your roots, it's gonna bring things into perspective. It's really amazing. And okay, we're almost to the end here. On March 24th, the new moon is entering Aries. It's in Aries, and that's also in your fourth house. So this is just along with the same story. It's saying you're having new beginnings emotionally, psychologically. It's like a clean slate for you with regards to home matters, parents, roots, your inner security. It's getting like a fresh start psychologically, emotionally, and you're ready to take action. You're ready to move forward. It's amazing. March 27th, there is like a lucky day. I've been telling all the signs this. It's Venus in Taurus is trining. Trining is like super awesome aspect. Venus in Taurus is trining Jupiter in Capricorn. So it's like a happy aspect that's saying, it's kind of giving you the Midas touch. It's saying like, what you focus on will grow more that day. It's going to expand and grow. So you can think of that as luck. I mean, let's say you go and buy a lottery ticket. I mean, that's just an example, but it could be, I'm not saying you're going to win, but I'm saying like, it could be a lucky day, but for sure what you're focusing on, like if you plant a seed, it's going to have more growth potential there, and it's going to grow better. March 30th, to conclude the reading, Mars is entering Aquarius. Mars is action, energy, it's getting things done. It's like, move out of my way, especially at 0 degrees. In your second house of money, possessions, things you have in your personal, it's your personal possessions and stuff like that. Like your skills as well, things that you have intrinsically as well. So Mars in Aquarius there is very innovative, action-taking. Your skills are getting a boost. Your finances are getting an energetic boost. You're ready to like work. You're ready to make money, or money's coming to you, with speed and in a way maybe you didn't expect. So that is amazing. You guys are having such a great March. I'm so excited for you guys for April. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and thank you for your support. Please, sorry, I'm blinking. Please subscribe, comment, like, just be well and have a wonderful March. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see you in April.